Okay, hi. Come on in, have a seat. I've got your test results right here, and I really want to sit down and walk you through what's been going on and what these results mean for you.
I know you've been feeling pretty awful lately. All that bloating, digestive issues. It's really frustrating when you don't know what's causing it, right? Well, the good news is, these results, they give us a really clear answer. So what we're looking at is a diagnosis of celiac disease. Now, that might be a totally new term for you, and that is perfectly okay. The most important thing right now is just understanding it, because that's really the first big step to getting you feeling a whole lot better.
All right, so let's break this down together. What exactly is celiac disease? What's really been going on inside your body to make you feel this way?
Okay, so at its core, celiac disease is what we call an autoimmune disorder. Think of your immune system as your body's security team, right? Well, in this case, the security team is getting a bit confused, and it's mistakenly attacking a part of your own body it thinks it's a threat when it's not.
So, that's the what. Now let's get into the how and the why. Like, what's setting off this alarm in your body? What's the trigger?
It all comes down to a protein called gliadin. And gliadin is a part of gluten, the stuff you find in foods like wheat, barley, and rye. That's the specific thing your body is reacting to.
So here's what happens step by step. You eat something with gluten, that gliadin protein makes its way into your small intestine. Your immune system sees it and, whoops, misidentifies it as a bad guy. It launches this big attack, but instead of attacking an invader, it ends up attacking the lining of your own intestine.
And this picture here really shows the result of that attack. This is what we saw in your biopsy under the microscope. See these little finger-like things? Those are called villi, and their job is to soak up all the nutrients from your food. But in your case, you can see how they've been flattened out and damaged. This is exactly why you've been feeling so sick. Okay, so now you can see the damage. Let's connect the dots between that and the symptoms you've been having, and we'll also look at how the tests proved this was happening.
It's pretty simple, really. When those villi are damaged, your body just can't absorb nutrients the way it's supposed to. And that's what leads directly to things you've been dealing with, like the abdominal distension and the chronic diarrhea. But it doesn't always stop there.
It's interesting because the signs aren't always in your gut. Sometimes they can actually show up on your skin. You can get this really itchy rash. We call it dermatitis herpetiformis, and you can see what it looks like in this picture. It's just another way the body's immune reaction can show up.
So, besides the biopsy, your blood work was the other huge piece of the puzzle. We were looking for specific antibodies. You can think of them like little red flags your immune system puts up. And your tests came back positive for all the big ones: anti-gliadin, anti-endomysium, and anti-tissue transglutaminase. These are textbook markers for celiac disease, so there's really no question.
Okay, so I know that's a lot to take in, but here's the most important part. Now that we know exactly what the problem is, we have a very clear and a very, very effective solution. This is where things start to turn around for you. The treatment, and it's really the only treatment, is a strict, lifelong gluten-free diet. And this is so much more than just managing symptoms. What you're actually doing is removing the trigger. You take away the gluten, you stop the attack. That gives your intestine a chance to actually heal, for those villi to grow back, and for your body to finally start getting the nutrients it needs.
I know. That sounds like a huge change, and it can feel totally overwhelming at first. So here's a little trick to help you remember the big ones to avoid. Just remember the word brow. B is for barley, R for rye, O for oats, and for oats you have to be careful, they need to be certified gluten-free, and W is for wheat.
Look, I know this is a ton of information to digest all at once, but the main takeaway is this: you have an answer. You have a clear diagnosis and a clear path forward. By deciding to remove that trigger from your diet, you've already taken the biggest, most important step. Your healing, it really does start right now.